this possibly the last time for you?
I don't think so.
You've got more in you. Who comes to mind?
Well, I don't know. Maybe his brother.
Mike Tyson just dropped an absolute bombshell during his live interview with Steve Covino and Rich Davis on Fox Sports Radio, leaving fans and analysts in shock. The legendary boxer, known for his brutal honesty and unpredictable nature, held nothing back as he shared his thoughts on one of the most controversial events in recent boxing history. And let me tell you, his words were so raw and unfiltered that it's hard to decipher whether he was being brutally real or simply playing mind games with the audience. For weeks, the boxing world has been caught in a whirlwind of speculation, debating the true nature of what happened on November 15th. Was it a meticulously planned stunt designed to grab headlines and boost ratings? Was there something shady going on behind the scenes, hinting at a potential fix? Or was it simply a colossal disaster that spiraled out of control? No one seems to have a clear answer, and the uncertainty has only fueled more discussions among fans, experts, and fighters alike. Now, with Tyson's latest revelation, the situation has taken another dramatic turn. His words are bound to stir the pot even more, adding a fresh layer of intrigue to an already chaotic and confusing scenario. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: when Mike Tyson speaks, the boxing world listens.
A guy whose entire boxing resume is a disqualification and some overhyped WWE stunts.
Comes to mind.
Well, I don't know.
Neither Mike Tyson nor Jake Paul seemed eager to set the record straight, leaving fans drowning in conspiracy theories and frustration. But then Tyson finally spoke up, and the way he delivered his side, so raw, so unfiltered, was equal parts hilarious and cringeworthy. Whether you believe his version of events or brush it off, one thing's for sure: this man knows exactly how to keep us hanging on every word.
Mike Tyson isn't like dodging punches in WWE. It's real.
Mike Tyson's showdown with Jake Paul was nothing short of an emotional roller coaster for everyone watching. The build-up to the fight was intense, fueled by endless debates, media hype, and the promise of a spectacle that had the entire boxing world on edge. Fans eagerly anticipated whether the former heavyweight champion would prove his dominance once again, or if the young social media star-turned-boxer would shock the world. The fight delivered drama, entertainment, and, of course, a massive payday for both fighters. But despite all the excitement and financial success, Tyson didn't walk away with a sense of triumph. Instead, he admitted that the experience left him feeling depressed. Yes, the same man who once struck fear into the hearts of his opponents and forced entire divisions into early retirement revealed that the fight had an unexpected emotional impact on him. In a brutally honest moment, Tyson shared that rather than feeling victorious or satisfied, he was overwhelmed by a sense of emptiness that caught even him off guard. It's a rare glimpse into the mind of a legend who has seen it all, from the highs of becoming the youngest heavyweight champion in history to the lows of personal and professional struggles. His revelation adds a new layer of complexity to the fight, making fans wonder: was it the realization of his age, the nature of the bout, or something deeper that left him feeling this way? Whatever the reason, Tyson's honesty once again proves why he remains one of the most fascinating figures in boxing history.
Mike Tyson is back, guys. At 57 years old, the man who put fear into an entire generation of boxers has decided to lace up his gloves again.
When you're Mike Tyson, knocking someone out isn't the only punchline. The emotional aftermath packs just as much of a punch. After 9 months of grueling training, all for one night under the glaring lights, you wake up the next morning and realize life goes on. Tyson likened it to free falling from an emotional high, a feeling only someone like him could describe so vividly. And then there's the fight itself. For a man whose career is filled with iconic highlights etched into every boxing fan's memory, Tyson had almost nothing to say about this one. He couldn't even recall the basic details of the match. His biggest takeaway? Jake Paul bowing at the end.
Dennis during the prime card. Yeah, the one that ended in a disqualification so boring, even Dillian probably fell asleep before the announcement. Let's be clear, Logan's punches land about as hard as his podcast jokes, which is to say, not at all.
Would you take the fight?
That's it. No vivid analysis of punches, no dramatic breakdown of strategy, no thrilling tale of a hard-fought war inside the ring. Just a hazy memory of a YouTuber paying his respects after sharing the ring with one of boxing's most feared legends. It's almost surreal, given the build-up to the fight, the months of hype, and the intense discussions surrounding Tyson's return to the ring. But here's the real twist: Tyson didn't even feel like he gave it his all physically. In his own words, he barely broke a sweat during the fight. There was no moment where he felt truly pushed to his limits, no sense of exhaustion or strain while trading blows with Jake Paul, yet, despite that, something unexpected happened. By the next morning, his entire body felt like it had been steamrolled. His chest ached, his stomach was sore, every muscle, every joint, every fiber of his being felt the aftermath of what was supposed to be a relatively effortless bout. The realization hit hard. For a man who once epitomized toughness, who bulldozed through the heavyweight division with unparalleled ferocity, waking up in pain after a fight that, in his mind, shouldn't have taken much out of him was a wake-up call of its own. It raises more questions than a missed uppercut. Was it age finally catching up to him? Was it the stark contrast between his younger self and the man he is now? Or was it simply the nature of the fight, one that, while not the most grueling, still took a toll he didn't expect? Whatever the reason, it's a moment of reflection for Tyson, a rare glimpse into the physical and emotional reality of stepping back into the ring long after the prime years have passed.
And your prep time practicing fake punches in WWE. Social media is already tearing Logan apart, calling this matchup the worst decision of his career. And honestly, who could argue? The guy's out here biting off more than he can chew, and the consensus is clear. He'll be lucky to survive past round 2. WWE drama won't save you here, Logan. Tyson doesn't play.
Of course, no Tyson story would be complete without its fair share of controversy. As soon as clips from the fight surfaced online, fans became amateur detectives. Some were convinced Tyson was holding back, pulling punches as if he were sparring with a novice. Others chalked it up to the inevitable effects of time, claiming that the 60-something Tyson just couldn't unleash the same devastating blows he was once known for.
Tyson was pure class, calling Jake a very good fighter. But don't get it twisted. There's shade.
Some claimed the whole thing was staged, a neatly packaged drama to keep the Jake Paul saga alive. Tyson? He shrugged it off. The guy even admitted on live radio that he barely remembers the fight. Adrenaline, nerves, decades of hard hits to the head, who knows? But the fact that Tyson himself can't explain it only adds more fuel to the conspiracy fire.
Tyson's already back in the gym, sharpening the skills that made him a household name. Meanwhile, Logan is probably figuring out how to script his next WWE promo. Here's a newsflash, Logan. Dodging Tyson's punches isn't like dodge.
And let me tell you, over 108 million people tuned in to witness Mike Tyson's latest spectacle, a staggering number that proves his star power remains as strong as ever. Decades after his prime, Tyson continues to captivate audiences in a way that few athletes in history ever have. Whether it's nostalgia, curiosity, or the sheer unpredictability that comes with anything he does, people simply can't look away. Think about it, 108 million viewers isn't just a big number, it's a cultural moment. That's more than the population of most countries, all watching one man step back into the ring. It's proof that Tyson's presence alone can generate a level of excitement that modern boxing struggles to replicate. Even in an era dominated by social media influencers and viral moments, the allure of Iron Mike remains untouched, and here's the funniest part, Tyson doesn't even need to throw a punch to command attention. Whether he's fighting, giving interviews, or just casually existing, the world watches. This is a man who could probably go viral just standing in a grocery line, and millions would still tune in just to see what happens next.
Public humiliation waiting to happen. Tyson's not coming back for fun or nostalgia. He's here to remind the world why he's still the baddest man alive. And
even Tyson's family got a front row seat to this tidal wave of public adoration. Can you imagine being one of his kids, growing up with dad as just the guy who tells you to finish your vegetables, only to see millions of people screaming his name? Tyson himself said it was surreal for his family to witness. For years, he kept his boxing career separate from his home life, but this fight changed that.
It's the year boxing gets its priorities straight, and Mike Tyson takes the stage to clean up the mess that clout-chasing wannabes like Logan Paul have left behind. Let's be real for a second. This isn't about Tyson trying to stay relevant. The man's legacy was sealed.
It wasn't just a sporting event, it was something far more meaningful, a rare moment where Tyson's family got to witness firsthand the deep, almost unbreakable bond he shares with his fans. For decades, he has been a larger-than-life figure, admired, feared, and endlessly discussed. But on this particular night, it wasn't just about punches thrown or records broken. It was about the raw, undeniable love that millions of people still have for him, even after all these years. For Tyson, seeing his kids experience that admiration up close was nothing short of heartwarming. It was a chance for them to truly understand why their father remains such an iconic figure in the world of sports and beyond. They didn't just hear about his legendary status, they felt it in the energy of the crowd, in the chants, in the sheer number of people who showed up just to see him in action. And let's be honest, when you're talking about a man whose life has been a whirlwind of triumph, controversy, and personal battles, heartwarming moments don't come around often. His journey has been anything but ordinary, filled with incredible highs and crushing lows. But in that arena, surrounded by the deafening cheers of fans who have stuck by him through it all, Tyson got to share something special with his loved ones, a reminder that no matter what, his legacy is still alive and stronger than ever.
Actually looks like. Spoiler. It's not WWE theatrics or selling overpriced sports drinks. And speaking of drinks,
but because this is boxing and Mike Tyson, nothing ever ends on a purely wholesome note. The feel-good vibes lasted all of 5 seconds before the internet did what it does best, stir up a storm of controversy. As soon as the final bell rang, rigging accusations rolled in like clockwork. A viral clip of Tyson seemingly holding back punches spread faster than a meme, and suddenly, everyone became an armchair detective. Was Tyson protecting Jake Paul? Was this some scripted WWE-style drama, or just Tyson being, well, Tyson? The theories were endless, and the debate was as heated as the fight itself. Jake Paul's promotional team wasn't having any of it, they clapped back hard, calling the accusations insulting and reminding everyone that the fight was fully sanctioned and followed professional boxing rules. They even threw in some shade, saying critics were undermining the hard work both fighters put into the event. But here's the thing, boxing fans are nothing if not persistent.
but let's not kid ourselves, getting disqualified isn't exactly an achievement. And then there's his response to Tyson's challenge. "I'd kill you, Mike." Logan, buddy, you couldn't even kill the energy.
Then, in true Tyson fashion, he added fuel to the fire during his post-fight interview. When asked about specific moments fans thought looked suspicious, he basically shrugged it off, claiming he had no idea what they were talking about. Throw in his earlier admission of not remembering much from the fight, and you've got the perfect recipe for peak internet speculation. Was he being brutally honest, or was this his way of dodging tough questions? The ambiguity only made the whole situation even juicier.
Gen Z is waking up to the fact that Tyson is more than just a name, he's an era. This fight isn't just a clash of generations, it's a masterclass in what separates a legend.
But Tyson didn't let these accusations hold him back. Instead, he built an entirely new empire, starting with his cannabis brand, Tyson 2.0. And let's take a moment to appreciate the brilliance of this venture. Only Tyson could turn one of the most infamous moments in sports history into a best-selling edible.
Happen in the ring. Logan's strategy, if you can call flailing around a strategy, will likely involve track.
Yes, I'm talking about Mike Bites, the ear-shaped gummies paying tribute to his legendary 1997 ear-biting showdown with Evander Holyfield. You'd think this would be just a gimmick, right? Nope. It's turned into a full-blown moneymaker, with sales soaring faster than a Tyson uppercut. His smooth transition from heavyweight champion to cannabis mogul makes you wonder if he planned it all from the start.
Surviving Tyson's fists are two entirely different skill sets. Now let's talk numbers. Early polls show 75% of fans think Tyson will knock Logan out within 3 rounds.
Tyson 2.0 isn't just about novelty snacks, it's an empire in the making. Tyson is keeping the buzz alive with teasers of what's next, like his upcoming Netflix special. This project promises to capture all the wild, unfiltered, and hilarious aspects of Tyson we've come to love. It's not just another half-baked documentary, it's Tyson re-entering the entertainment spotlight, where he's already had hits like The Hangover. Fans can't wait to see what he does next, and honestly, neither can we.
But let's be real. The only thing Logan's proving is that he's really good at getting punched. This isn't WWE where the outcome is scripted. Tyson doesn't follow a script. He writes history, usually with his opponent.
Let's just say Tyson didn't hold back. When asked about the fight, he gave his honest, unfiltered take, something only a legend like him can do. In his eyes, Fury's lack of discipline and sloppiness in the early rounds ultimately cost him the fight. And honestly, he's got a valid point. For a fighter of Fury's caliber, those shaky moments in the beginning weren't just minor mistakes, They were the kind of lapses that can shift the momentum of a fight and leave the door open for an opponent to capitalize, but here's the thing, it wasn't a harsh critique or an attempt to tear Fury down. If anything, it was more of a tough love reminder from one great to another. Even the best in the world can't afford to lose focus, not even for a second. In boxing, all it takes is one mistake, one opening, for everything to change. Tyson knows that better than anyone, having been on both ends of that lesson throughout his own career. At the end of the day, Tyson's words weren't about criticism for the sake of it. They were about accountability, about the standard that elite fighters are expected to uphold. And if there's one thing Tyson understands, it's that staying sharp isn't just a suggestion, it's a necessity at the highest level of the sport.